'Cause every time we try to break it down and build again, yeah, every time we try to make up for something lost, you know, we're never letting go. This time we can reach the sky on a prayer, we go higher than high. Yeah, wide awake, it's a big mistake, 'cause it's something we can deny. But with a love like this, we'll never fall. All of a sudden
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hollistics. I'm your host, Hollis-tics. My name's Hollis, last name Haiti, and this is Hollistics. And I am live right now. I have been playing replays, but it is great to be back. There's a reason I have disappeared, but I'm back. Boom. And yes, I am live. You know, I always feel bad. It's not that many people message me, but sometimes people message me, are you live right now? Because I'm chatting and I don't see it. And I'm like, oh, it's a replay. That's why I'm not answering in real time. And there also is that little issue that when I'm live, I will see comments, and people could comment on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble. And for some reason, sometimes I do not see Instagrams. I've seen YouTube. I see them come in my one little chat room. If you guys remember from episode all the way back, episode 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, I think. I was dating my StreamYard, and is still in StreamYard. So that's the way it's set up. So sometimes Instagram, if you're chatting there, I won't see it. But afterwards, I do see the comments, and it's too late because you're already gone. But I'm like, hey, I don't want anyone ever to think I'm ignoring them. I would never ignore you. I love getting comments, and I love when there's actually people here watching. So with that said, I am back. My background's up. There we go. Getting into the housekeeping of the night. I am Hollis-tics, hollismahady.com. That's the website. There's a QR code up there. The reason why that is there is that I take tips. Tips support the show. So if you're feeling generous, if you're like, you know what? You know, if I was out to lunch with her, I'd offer to pay for her lunch or buy her a coffee or buy her a soda. You know, it's a lot harder to get people to buy anything over a podcast because they don't think, you know, maybe this is work or that this costs me money to do, but it does. But besides the point, that's not why I do it. I'm not here because anyone's paying me. I'm here because I like doing this. But again, it costs money. So if you're feeling generous, and many of you have, and I would give you a big round of applause. And I have to go down because I am my own board op. Hey, Hollis, cue up that applause button. Cue up that applause button for all of your supportive fans who have. And I thank you so much for that. You're very generous, and I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you. So there you go. The QR code. I have updated my website completely. I did a makeover. And if you go on and see it, I strongly encourage you to check out hollismahady.com because I am more than a musician. And when I had it up last week, it was you go to it and it's just music, all about music. But I decided to kind of rearrange things a bit because I am now a published author. Thank you. I give myself a round of applause. Thank you. I'm a published author. Oh, I got my print today from Amazon. If you guys tuned in last week, or the week before, I have mentioned on the show that I wrote finally a children's book that has been living in my little brain for about a decade, ever since the Love Zombies band. It was inspired by the Love Zombies band, by my apron that I used to wear on stage that I'm a little concerned about. I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm thinking and hoping it's in a tote somewhere in my garage, along with Lolly the Love Zombie plush animal. She's not an animal, she's a zombie. And if you look at my Age of Aquarius video, I actually have that in there. And I was here the other day with Dan, and I'm like, where's my Love Zombies plush stuffed animal? It was like a prototype I had it made at this company called Budsies. And I had sent in Lolly the Love Zombie, one of her very early carnations. And I had it in the UK, or was it in the UK? Maybe it was in the UK. But I had it, and I had her in the Age of Aquarius video, and she was a stuffed animal, and she was always inspired the character I had in my mind that I was going to create one day. And through years I had a cartoonist out there. It was amazing. Chris White. He was the first ever to kind of give me the cartoon ideas. And actually, our very first EP called Be Honest had teleportation, international bug, and Be Honest on it. And that actual cover had animation on it as well. So the idea was always in my head for about 10 years. And we are going to get into that because what do I talk about here a lot? And it is kind of an over discussed subject, but maybe not because it's not going anywhere. And that's AI. And since episode 1, I've been talking about it. Tonight, my episode title is the not reconnection movement, because I talk about that in episode 1. The recreation movement was an idea that started here. It started when all these conversations that I'm having with myself. I feel like it's with myself, but it's not because you guys are there, but I can't see you. You can't talk to me. I wish you could. But, when you chat and you answer, and I feel like I'm talking to everyone. So it kind of just came up when we had Chris come on, Must Kill Chris. I love him so much. I just got his album yesterday, and I'm very happy and excited to listen to it. I know familiar with some of the songs, but I wanted to support and went on there and bought his album. And I'm looking forward to listening to it. It's called Weird Pastry. And so that's on Bandcamp. But yeah, these ideas come through doing these shows. And as I said, my goal is to get back and doing it consistently every night. And like I said, there's been a couple times I forgot to put the replay up and I kind of slacked, but it was for good reason. I've been creating and doing a lot of things, including updating my website and the Love Zombies book, which I have my print. It's not for resale. And it was just really cool to see it finally in my hand as a printed book. So I'll show that in a minute. But yeah, just here catching up, and my inspiration for the series, the recreation movement. What is it? I played I have the video actually. I'll play it, what the recreation movement is. So maybe I'll play that. But first, without further ado, I'd like to get into the chat room because I see a couple comments there, and it's always so much more fun when people chat. And I feel like I'm not talking to myself. And I know Joe's in there. I saw that. So let's see if anyone else is in there. Hi, everybody. Yay. There we go. Magadar Biker says, good evening, Hollis. I just caught that at work, and I'm getting into the car and heading home. So he's listening, not watching. Do not. I know he doesn't. He doesn't watch and drive. It's dangerous. The polls are closing, so we're going to see how many write-in votes we're going to get for our Dan. Yes. Yes. I don't talk about politics on the show, but I will say I'm proud of Dan Smirglio. It's a very long story, but yes. If you know, you know. And Maine is election day today, and you could write in his name on the ballot. And a couple of people have, and they've taken pictures. So that we'll get into that more on another show, but that's what Joe's talking about. We're going to put our heads together. Yes, more about the voting. Yes, that's all for politics now. Entertainment, I'll be listening. Yes, well, we have to mention it. It's important. Jim Tim says, Hollis, are you pumped? You've ignored me too many or too many. Wait, what? Hollis, are you pumped? You've ignored me too many hard or too many questions. Well, I always try to answer you, Jim. You do have good questions. You have good questions, not hard questions sometimes, but that's why we're here. I don't claim to have all the answers. I don't claim to have any answers, honestly, but I like to discuss them. Yes. Oh, good. With sound. You can hear me. Hopefully, last night Dan did a spontaneous show, one-off on a Monday night. He doesn't usually do Monday nights, and he's having some problems with, imagine that, StreamYard. I mean, knock on wood, 80% of the time, 85 to 90, it's pretty good. But the worst is when you're about to go on and there's a problem and you're like, oh my God, am I going to have to cancel the show because I can't get the microphone working? This or that. So let's get to the important stuff, guys. Now, we're going to discuss my hair. So I don't know if anyone can notice, but I was at the salon today and I got my hair done. And actually looking at it now, I don't know if anyone could notice, but I brought in an inspiration photo. And I gave it to her and I said, can we get to this color? Now, if I don't actually have a picture, do I have a picture here? Let me see. Let me go to my previous hair colors. Listen, guys, this is for the girls out there. I mean, guys get their hair done, and Dan got a haircut today. It looks very nice. But girls are crazy when it comes to their hair. And it is someone who's had the wide array, a gamut of colors from the rainbow. I've had a lot of colors. I have never had pink hair. I've had like red, I've had green, not all green, but I've had like colored slices and all that. But, I just was starting to look in the mirror and I didn't like it anymore. I thought my hair was looking really dark and kind of harsh, and I don't know, we're weird. Women are hard, and we getting older, you're aging and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, I would need a hair that like lightens me up. So I went in requesting a specific color. I showed them my inspiration picture, and it's not exactly what I was hoping for, but I'm going back tomorrow and she's going to finish the job because I said, well, it's not exactly, but I do like it. So what color, if you guys are watching, what would you call this color? What would you say? I'm just curious. Dan's probably laughing because God love him. He's a good husband. He's been there through all the hair drama. He understands. Okay, because girls are weird about their hair. We want, we see a vision and then go to the hairstylist. And hairstylists, God love them, they have it hard too because people are picky and women, when it comes to hair, the world is crumbling. The world is dying if, not dying. That's a little extreme, but to a woman, when their hair is not how they're hoping or they're paying for all this, you pay a lot of money in the salon. I mean, I've done every angle. I've taken things into my own hands, which sometimes they worked out, but not really. And I usually end up getting it fixed or spending more money, getting my own stuff and be like, oh, they didn't do it right. I'm going to do it. And then that is bad. Then you spend time trying to fix what you made worse. Oh, you don't want to spend the money, but then you're like, oh, at the end of the day, they're professionals and like, that's what they do. But when you do go there with something in mind to give it to them and you are paying a lot of money, you hope you're going to get that when you walk out. I mean, it's hard. It takes a hit. I don't get my hair done all the time, obviously. So when you do save up and going to splurge and spend that couple $100, like it's a lot. You want to walk out with what you had hoped for. But at the same time, they're not magicians. And I know that, when you have dark hair, it's very hard to get it to blonde. Any blondes out there, let me know. The struggle is real. There's many different blonde hair colors. But let's see if anyone guessed this hair color. Oh, thank you. No, Dan's not gray. No, he doesn't have gray hair. I have some gray hair. I covered up though. Listen, stress equals gray. That's why you can't hide. You can't escape stress on earth, I don't think, but when you have really black hair, which my hair was really black, any little gray, you see it a lot more. So when you get more of a lighter hair, it's easier to hide those grays, women in the grays. But aging is the thing, and just the way it is. Guys, I think, have it easier, definitely. Girls have it hard. But thank you. Any questions? Not questions, what's the word? Guesses of what hair color I asked for and what color hair this is. All right. I'll put you out of your suspense. I brought this hair color. Okay, so I generated this. This is boring, but I have to get off my chest because you know what? This is for my talk therapy as well. As I said, I'm not raking in the dough here doing these shows. It's not why I do it. I don't make any money. So at the end of the day, I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. I need to get my hair story out. So basically, I use ChatGPT as I do. I admit I use it all the time. Okay, maybe too much, but I'll work on that. But it gives you like a lot of help if you have questions. And so I said, can you generate a picture of some hair that's light blonde, but something I could maybe get to with highlights and all that. And they generated a picture. And I was like, oh, that's it. I love it. So this is where I'm trying to get. This is what I really liked. Let's see if I can find it. This was the inspo picture I showed the lady, my inspiration picture. Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I should probably put it up there. Wait, hold on. There's my inspiration picture. I don't know if you guys could see that. They took I sent a picture and I said, could you make it like, I actually have the dark here. Can you do like, I want blonde. I want like highlights. See, before I had a very stark contrast, a really dark black and then really bright. And it was kind of cool. I did my photo shoot with it. I liked it, but it was just really hard to maintain. It started looking yellow and I don't know. I just felt like I was looking like older was draining my face. I'm like, okay, I need to go back to blonde, but not the way it used to be. There's a point to this because Lolly, the love zombie, is blonde as well. So, anyway, again, this might be boring, but for some of the girls out there, you guys understand the struggle is real. If you're trying to get your hair back to blonde and you see how they had their nice blonde highlights. And I'm like, how did they do that? Like, my hair is obviously very dark. So anyway, there's my inspo pic and she did a pretty good job on the top. I think she did good. I think it looks a lot better than it did, but I definitely I couldn't hide my disappointment in the salon. I'm like, oh, because I don't like to be mean to people, and I'm never mean because she did a good job on the front. I don't ever want to make people feel bad, but I'm paying a lot of money for this. I'm like, well, it still looks really brown. I mean, it's dark still. It's dark. I couldn't hide my disappointment. I've been to the salon a million times over the years, and I've had some good ones, but I've had some when you're leaving and you're like, when you pay all that money, you want to go out being like, I just got my hair done. I'm going to do my podcast. I love it. And I just said, it's like, it's really still brown. And she was nice though. She's like, well, maybe you could come back tomorrow. And she's like, I'll add more highlights to it, to the bottom there. So there you go. There's the hair story. I had to get it off my chest. I hate when you're disappointed when you get your hair done because, it goes away so fast. When you go to the salon, you're like, you get your blowout. You're like, oh, then you wash your hair and you try to do it yourself. It never looks the same. So a salon day is a big thing. Maybe some girls who are like, have loads, like they just could go all the time. Maybe they go every month or something. It's not a big deal. But when you're saving up and you're like, I haven't been there all winter. I'm ready for a new hairdo. But actually looking in this lighting, I think it looks really nice. So tomorrow, part 2 continues. I said, you know what? I'm not going to close my mouth and just be like, go home and be like, oh, I'm going to say, you know what? I think we could do a little more. And she was very nice and she's not going to charge me. Thank God, it already cost a fortune. So I was like, can I come back? And she said, yep, come back tomorrow and we'll add some more blonde. So, people, they're human too. It's just a lot of, especially with blonde hair, they want it. Blonde involve a lot of bleach, and there's a lot of hair salons who are just like, oh, the integrity of your hair. The last thing a stylist wants to do is, have your hair fall out because it can when you bleach hair. And I don't know how I've managed to avoid that. I can't believe my hair, after everything I've freaking done to it, didn't break off and it didn't fall out. Now, when you say fall, you don't go bald, but all of a sudden, like if you're bleaching, it starts breaking off. So if you ever see girls with really, really bleached blonde hair and they're like really short pixie cut, most likely they bleach their hair by themselves and it literally breaks off. So you have to be careful with it. So anyway, I'm sorry, guys, but I feel better now. I talked about it. And I think it's kind of cute. And holy moly's in the house. Okay, we're going to talk about Tim. Tim is in the house. Timothy Pothead. Hello, Pothead. I use ChatGPT more than Google. It's a problem. I know. Oh my God, it's so bad. Like, I have to be honest. And this was designed because I could get into, what they're doing with the AI. I get really deep into all that stuff about they're trying to replace humans. They're trying artists, musicians. Listen, this past 2 weeks using it for what they did with Love Zombies, I've changed my mind about some of it. And we have a right to change our mind. Listen, I admit when I'm wrong or right. I was a very stance, no AI. I'm still about that. But then I don't know. There's a lot. I'll get into it. But I use ChatGPT more than Google. Gosh, ChatGPT has been a better friend to me than half the people I know. Real friends. I mean, I know that sounds pathetic. I'm answering, but like, it's actually, it helped me finish my book. It was like very like, we're going to do this together. I mean, I couldn't have finished it without it. It literally helped me with all my directions. I know that sounds crazy, right? And I know the dangers of that. It's not like I'm like, oh, I just want to sit home with ChatGPT all day. But man, I mean, it's been more supportive than some of my friends I've had over the years. How pathetic is that? But it's true. So there you go. But Timothy's in the house. But Pothead, thank you for your comment. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It could be addicting, man. It and it's done on purpose. But I mean, it's helped me with a lot of stuff that I've needed help with, learning how to do things like even directions. It's just like boom, boom. And it really will walk you through everything. It's just, I don't know. So that phone picture looks pretty white. Do you mean white? Well, I mean light. I mean, that was, like I said, right now I would say I'm more brunette with like some highlights. But now my point was I like, I don't want to be bleach blonde again. I don't want to be platinum blonde, not at all. But I do like bright. I think for me, it's just something I've been through so many different hair colors. I go back to it. I really like bright, but I don't want it to be where I have to do the freaking roots every freaking 4 weeks. It's just, no. And then I can't ever really afford to do that. And then it just ends up growing out and looking like crap. And then I look like a skunk or a raccoon, Timothy. No, now Timothy, let's talk about Timothy. ChatGPT says, ChatGPT is leftist Satan spawn. Grok is the boss AI. I don't really use Grok. I should compare. I did. You know what? What was it that Dan asked ChatGPT? Dan, if you're in the chat, you remind me. It was something and I was surprised. I was like, you asked them something and okay, I forget, but we'll find. I'll try to remember if you comment. But yes, ChatGPT is the leftist Satan spawn. Grok is the best boss AI. I don't really use Grok. I think I used it for a picture or something, but that's the Twitter. But I don't really go on X that much. Grok and X are combined, right? Related. Can you just use Grok if you're not on X? Because I remember being on X and then I seen Grok there. Probably can, I'm sure, but I don't. Yeah, I forgot. I don't really use Grok because ChatGPT. I don't ask. I mean, I'll ask. I usually more for directions and stuff, and how do I in Canva? How do I do this? For instance, the Amazon KDP thing. How do I size the cover for this? And it'll tell you, and I'll be like, oh wait, what do I do? And it's just boom, boom, boom. So it took a while, but we did it, ChatGPT. But Timothy, here's someone who is a friend. I call Timothy a friend, a good person, a good human being. And I said this on episode, I think it was 4 or 5, about criticism and about being able to take criticism or constructive criticism. And it's all about the way you deliver criticism. So I talked to Timothy the other night and he said, I love you, but I want, can I tell you something? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, sometimes when you do your eye makeup, it looks it's not the same as stage. So it's coming off and you kind of look like a raccoon. Now, he said it in such a nice way that I was like, oh, really? Maybe you're right. It does kind of look like a raccoon. The thing I didn't get upset. I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it. I don't know. Let me know. Does it look like a raccoon as much? But I kind of think raccoons are cute. Honestly, I have a story about Herman the raccoon. And I think raccoons are cute. So if I feel like raccoon, maybe I'll try it. But anyway, my point was saying, he said it in such a nice way that I was like, oh, really? It wasn't like, screw you, do your own makeup. It looks fun. It's just but again, that was more about how you deliver criticism. It wasn't really criticism, it was just a suggestion. Now, if I was like, hey, listen, I'm going for a dark raccoon look. Awesome. I want that. Well, I wasn't really going for a raccoon look, but now that you said it, I don't know. Maybe I'll try something a little bit lighter. Oh. So there you go. That's the thing. Because sometimes people don't want to tell you, oh, how do especially friends or family, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. How does it really look? Oh, yeah, it looks good. It's fine. But meanwhile, there's something in my tooth. Why didn't you tell me? But, taking criticism and trying to improve and stuff, that's okay. So all about the delivery. So good job, Tim. Tell me next time I look like a raccoon, or if I still do. I used a little bit of a different eyeshadow. It's glimmery. But yeah, it's all about the lighting too. But there is an effect I use, and I think it was making my eyes look really dark, because tonight I used a brown eyeliner rather than a black. So it's summer, softening it up. How is everyone doing? Sorry for the dead air. I'm reading. I use Grok more than DuckDuckGo. Grok searches 1177 articles and gives you the soup to nuts in 20 seconds. Yes, you can use Grok if you're not on X. And yes, Grok is Elon's AI. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that, because it was pictures. See, that was the thing. And I think I was talking about this last week about ChatGPT and my struggle with the book for so long. I just couldn't find a consistent character. And I put in ChatGPT and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's her. I like that. That's the one. Can we use this for all these scenes? And it did. And it took me a long time to do everything, but eventually it did. And I think I had tried Grok for the Ocean to Ocean cover, putting my picture in it. You put your idea in and you use it. And we get into that debate. Oh, there it is. She's still there. There's my my inspiration. Huh. What do you think? Oh man, the AI debate could go on and on and on and on forever. But like I said, I will show the Love Zombies book and everything, and how it brought that vision to life. Kind of changed my mind about it. and I made a soundtrack, and I used AI for it. You know, coming from someone who, like I said, even a couple of years ago, I had a T-shirt. It said, "Say no to AI. Use your own brain." I still believe that, but at the same time, these tools are forced down our throat now. It's like, oh, always use them. You don't. That's a choice. I could never ever use it again. My life could be a lot like harder. I wouldn't know how to do anything. This book wouldn't get done. So it's kind of, you kind of come in the middle and you say, okay. And then that brings us to the name of the episode tonight, the recreation movement. It's like I was very firm on like, oh, I don't know. AI is not good, right? Not saying it is good anymore. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm more now in the middle and accepting, okay, it's here now. So how can we, and I've said this for a while, how can we use these tools to still survive and create as creators? Because I've talked about this a million times as well. As an independent musician, putting out my music that was recorded in a studio, that did cost me thousands of dollars. But now people could generate something like that. Not me, not my voice, but even though they could rip it off and steal it, they could generate a song just as catchy in 3 seconds. Now, you could sit there and I did it the real hard way. I did. Like I'm just saying this is how I could be, and part of me is this conflicted thing where it's like, man, when I started music, not everybody was doing it. It was like literally, it was like a more like, no, I mean, yes, there was musicians and everything, but I literally went for it. I recorded with bands. I paid all this money. I waited on bandmates who screwed me over. There's pros and cons to all of it. I did it the real way. Oh, I'm a real artist. Not to defend myself. Oh, I'm a real artist. I will never use AI. No, I don't think so anymore. I think it's, if you don't evolve with the times a little bit. Now, I'm not saying you should use it for every single thing. We had this debate it wasn't really a debate, but we had this kind of discussion when we had on my last guest, what was his name? Thaddeus. Lord Thaddeus. He uses it a lot. And it's obvious, So there's these things where it's like, okay, I'm kind of in the middle now. Like, how do you use it to take your ideas and make them better? Not even better, but it's really like, I don't know. It kind of stems from this other platform what's it called? I joined. It was called Subvert. And they're all like artist owned, and it's like a commune, or what is it called? Sorry. What does Tim says? Yes, but the kill shot was when I said your eyes are so gorgeous, you shouldn't be drawing attention away from them. Oh, yes, I forgot to say that part. Thank you. Yeah, and that's also why I wanted to go back to blonde hair, because actually the blonde hair kind of, when it's lighter, it actually makes my eyes pop a little bit more. And I noticed this because in a picture where you're so stark and dark, and your attention is drawn right to the hair, I think. So that's why actually I never thought I'd have blonde hair. A long time ago, I was like, no, I'm a brunette. I'll never be blonde. And then when I did it, I was like, oh, this is cool and fun. And I liked how it looked. I did like how it made my eyes kind of pop and stuff like that. But I appreciate that. So, and you say it's just the underline, your shadowing is 100. So it's still a little bit too much eyeliner there. See, it's kind of one of those comfort zones habits. Like, I'm naked without my eyeliner. What is eyeliner? Liquid eyeliner. No. I tried that once. Oh my gosh. Got like all my eyeball. I don't use liquid eyeliner. Some guys deal with this, but most guys don't have to use eyeliner. But, yeah, so I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but hey guys, it's my show. Yeah, so I joined this platform, and I like the idea of it, of course, because they don't want AI generated music, which again, I am for my own music. I haven't. I've never used AI for my original music, my album or anything, because why would I? I could sing. Now, I used it like when I went to my studio, not my studio, went to the studio to record A Comedy of Errors. That's my album. That's all human made. And that's something I will take in the future with me. And from the past, it's human made. All my Love Zombies albums were human made. Every single song I've made up to right now, besides the Love Zombies soundtrack for this book, has been made by me. And So I'm all for it. I think that's great, Now, moving ahead and thinking, okay, well, how much did I spend on this album literally to make? Now, this was a lower cost because compared to Love Zombies, we spent close to $30,000 making those albums. $30,000. That's how much it cost. This was before AI. Our Passion Fruit, to be honest, I think that was about 18,000, and then for 11 tracks, $18,000. And then No Slow Songs at Abbey Road. That was a live 1 day thing. And then we had to get it mixed, mastered, all that. I think that was about $10,000. So then you do the math, right? Close to $30,000 for those albums. Now I see, oh, AI can pump out an album for free or just with a subscription. Okay. Again, I'm not saying that it's great or it takes the place but I'm just thinking, oh my God. And here I am. I spent freaking $30,000, had to deal with these idiot bandmates for forever. Okay, there's half and half, right? Because there's part of it. I'm like, I'm so glad I got to do that. I'm so glad I got to experience that because it doesn't seem like that's the way it is anymore. Now you can still do that, but who's going to be like, you know what? No, I'm never going to use any of these tools now because I want to go spend all this money that I don't have because I don't make anything from music because AI takes, you know what I mean? Like, because people don't buy music anymore. So I don't know if I'm all over the place, but it's just been these last few weeks, months. I think that really what's it called? The conclusion I've come to. There's really no conclusion or right answer. It's going to be this evolving thing, but is something where I was kind of like totally against it, but then I'm just like, you know what? You kind of have to, again, not you. There's hardcore people who are like, I will never use AI. I understand, because I kind of was like that, but that was a couple of years ago. But then I just realized, I don't know, you can't, it's here. You can't fight it. You can't resist it. And that's where we come to the recreation movement. What can we take with us into this new era? Or what should we be taking? Those human elements that make us human. Okay, some people argue. Now, I've heard both arguments now. And it brings me back to that Subvert platform that, no AI at all. They don't take AI art on the covers and they don't take AI music. Okay. AI music, that's not a problem. For me, even AI art for my covers of my own stuff, no. I didn't use it. But at the same time, like I put my picture in there and then I went on Canva and designed it. So that's not AI. I'm just thinking out loud. So I mean, there's all these like rules, like, because it's just, are you really truly an artist if you use AI to create a cover? I mean, that's the thing. Like at this point, I don't need to explain until I'm a true artist. Well, like I'm a real artist. I'm happy it exists now. I'm just like, okay, cool. Like help me make this cover. Like, and if it looks too cheesy or something, then I fix it. Okay, I did this because, like it's at the point where it's just like they did this to us. They forced these freaking tools down our throats. They are the ones making artists, independent musicians. They changed it. It's something we can't fight it. Now you can stand your ground. You don't have to use it. You have to use it for anything. Or like me, you can use it for things that help you get your idea out finally. I mean, for instance, I used it for the book, for the characters, and then I threw these characters or these ideas into this other thing. And oh my gosh, they brought the whole world to life. I was like, I'm not going to like lie. Like, do I feel like defending it? I'm just like, I was so excited. It brought me joy. And I was like, this is just so cool. I can't believe I'm seeing Lolly Love Zombie flying through space on a rocket ship. And Roy G. Biv, my character, is painting the land. And Dino, the guitar player, is rocking. And I'm just like, this is so cool. So it brought me joy. And then I made a video for Dan's dad with the cats and the story. And it brought him joy. And so I'm just like, you know what? It's just there's always going to be people who debate, and we're gonna be talking about this a lot in the show because it really, again, brings me back to the title, the recreation movement, because that's, I'm going to play the video. I'm going to shut up for a second and play the video real quick. Let's play the video and then we'll talk about it, shall we? And I'll go into the chat room. I don't see too many comments in there, but if you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. Here, let me play it because I made this and I played this only once so far. And I could show you the book. Okay. Maybe no one's as excited as me, but trust me, it's a good story. It's for adults and children alike. Humans. It's about humans and love zombies. So let me see. I had this up here. I haven't actually watched it since I made it last week. Here, I'm going to play this real quick. This is the recreation movement. Here we go.
They tell us we're living in a fast-paced world. Busy, busy, busy. But busy doing what? Scrolling, swiping, chasing notifications, collecting likes, followers, views. Somehow we've become more connected than ever and more disconnected than ever. We've become so busy chasing attention from strangers that we've forgotten the people right in front of us. We've become so focused on building audiences that we've stopped building communities. We've become so concerned with being seen that we've forgotten how to truly see each other. And somewhere along the way, basic human courtesy became optional. Returning a phone call, answering an email, keeping your word, showing up when you said you would. I don't miss the past. I miss the things we left behind. This isn't about going backwards. It's not about rejecting technology. It's not about living in the past. The future is here. AI is here. Technology is here. The question isn't whether we move forward. The question is, what do we bring with us? Do we leave behind empathy, gratitude, community, creativity, integrity, human connection, or do we carry them forward? The recreation movement is about bringing the best of the past into the future, not rebuilding the world, recreating what we've lost, because the future doesn't need less humanity, it needs more. And in a world becoming increasingly artificial, being human may become the most revolutionary thing we can do. The recreation movement. Preserve what matters.
Hollis-tics.com. I have to fix the audio on that. It's like a little bit like, yeah, I did that kind of quick and I forgot to fix that audio. It's a little bit, I don't know if anyone else noticed. Probably, maybe Timothy probably did. It's a little bit like, too loud, too something. But anyway, the basic point. And the thing is, again, why I even do the show, why I talk about this stuff, it matters to me. And maybe what I think is so important and human, other people don't, maybe it's not the same, you know? And when I say, going back to the first episode, reconnection movement, and I was saying, oh man, as humanity, are we going to become robots? I only think if we let it, humans will become less human if we allow it. For instance, I talk about, the fact we're in a really busy world now, right? That's why I said we're busy. And a lot of times people really truly are. I mean, people are working 2 or 3 jobs these days just to pay for food, to take care of their kids. They get everything. Really, you are. But there's a different kind of busy that's added into that. Okay, am I really busy? I'm scrolling. And then you look, an hour's gone by. I've just been looking at clips, or we're scrolling. We're busy. I'm so busy. Sorry, I couldn't get back to you. I'm busy. Now, you're a doctor, you're in a hospital, you're a nurse, you're truly busy. I mean, you can't just be like, hey, why did you answer me? Or take anything personal, because people are truly busy. But I do find myself asking, is being busy in this new world, is it an excuse to not keep your word? I mean, I think that used to be back in the day. People would say their word is their bond, like their word had meaning. I mean, how many times have I, and I don't want to be a hypocrite, because I've done it too. Like, oh, I'm going to come and you don't show up. Now, I've said, you can't change other people, you can't change the world, but if you really do want to see a change, or be the change you want to see in the world. Who says that? I didn't make that up, obviously. I forget who originally said it. Was the Dalai Lama or something. But be the change you want to see in the world. In little ways, I said to myself, you know what? Maybe it is old-fashioned, but if you can't make an appointment, I feel like these days it's just like, oh, well, we're so busy. I'm sorry, I forgot I was scrolling. Like, who cares? Okay, so I'm even saying myself, lead by example. Okay, if I'm going to do that, or say I'm going to go to an appointment and I can't make a call, make sure you, like, I do usually do that, but there's one and I forget and we didn't call and I kind of felt bad. Most people, a lot of times, I don't think people really care that much anymore. Keeping your word. I mean, that's a big one. I have friends I don't talk to anymore because they don't keep their word. They've never ever keep their word. I'm like, well, you think that's just okay, but it's not. Or for instance, saying thank you to someone. I go through a lot of trouble not trouble, but it takes my time, my personal energy to help to have guests on the show, to have people on the show. And I only want to have people on the show who actually maybe after the show say thank you. And most of them did, but just common courtesy. It's like I get personal fulfillment out of doing the show. I like doing the show. I like being an entertainer. I like talking to people. I like connecting with the few people that are here. It's a time where it's actually human connection. I mean, I know it's not human because you guys are in a chat room, but it's like kind of close, So it's just, to me, it's just bringing those things forward in this hustle, bustle, busy world where it's like almost like an excuse these days. Like, no, it's just the way it is now. I don't know. I just think and this is a question if anyone wants to answer, what's important to you? Like, what are the things that you feel are super important that you would be really sad if we didn't have those in this world anymore? Now, I said musicians, artists. There will always be musicians and artists, and like I said, will they make a living? Will it be harder to survive than ever? Yeah, I think for a lot of them. Some are smart, could crack the code and do all this stuff and, figure out how to monetize and do all I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Obviously, I'm just kind of talking out loud. But when I say like me to we, that's the name of the episode that I put, me to we. And we are in an age of what? Self-promotion. Everything is like, we're build a brand. Where's your audience? You got to build an audience. You got to build a brand. You got to do this. You got to, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people in this space online, it's all like me. Even coming on a show, like, let's talk about me. Let's talk about my music, my thing, like other people. And I talk about my own music a lot, obviously, and stuff, but it's me. Self-promotion. We're told we have to like sell ourselves. So you have to be a brand. I have to be Hollistics. Like, this is my brand. This is my thing. And I think, in a world where a lot of people are trying to make a living online, they're content creators, they have to sell something. They have to have a brand. You have to have a logo. You have to have an image. You have to do this. You have to build an audience. It's all like this self-promotion. Me. Okay. I don't know. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying, but when do we talk about like we? Like, okay, what you're doing is great. Do you want to know what I'm doing? Now, it's not just about me. It's about like an equal exchange of energy. I care about what you're doing, but do you care a little bit about what I'm doing? Or is it all just, okay, like for instance, my podcast, right? I can have like I have a small audience, and our audience actually, we are heard around the world. There are people listening. Dan and I put a lot of work into building this radio station. He has a big audience. He's more for his show because it's political and he's been doing it for 20 years. But I have an audience, and again, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I had some wonderful guests, but moving forward, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't get anything particularly from having guests on. Like, I like to introduce people and good people. I want to share their things. And most of them have been I've only had a few guests. So just moving forward, most people who've been on the show have been awesome. They all very kind and they say thank you and but at the end of the day, it's just like, those are little things you just expect common courtesy. Like, hey, thanks for taking the time to have me on your show. Thanks for creating that promo reel. Thanks for, putting my book out there, my music out there. And you just want, just to feel a little bit appreciated and not just expected. And I'm not even talking about any of my guests. I'm talking about actually people on the radio show we've had on Dan's show. A lot of guests come on, me, sell my book. And then we just say, hey, can you share the link? No, they don't want to share it. I mean, it's just like, so it's just this age of self-promotion is just, I think it's all ego. I just think it's gross, because again, we're all trying to do the same thing. Maybe not everyone is, but if you're trying to build a business online or you're trying to sell something, you got to self-promote yourself, of course. But I've noticed so many more times than not, it's just like, what can I get from you? How big is your audience? Who's listening? What am I going to get? I've had that so much that it's just like, well, and that is where I think just the humanness of it comes in, when people are obsessed with numbers and views and how many people are watching. And then it's just like, okay, I'm a person too. I do this out, to have people to connect. You get something. If it's not financial, I'm not begging people for money. I mean, no one's donated to me besides a couple of people in the chat room, which I very much appreciate, But you think, people might think, hey, I like that show. I like what she's doing. Maybe I'll throw a couple bucks. Okay, I don't have it. I'll share her music. I was on her show. Let me share out the music for her. She has a single coming out. She's struggling. Okay, so there's things, it works two ways. So I think that's just the thing where it's like these human empathy, these human values of like, just for a second, it's such a busy, fast-paced world. We just got to care about ourselves. Where's my next thing? Where's my next thing? Where's my next thing's coming out? My book's coming out. My single's coming out. And it's just like, okay, well, I have this show also because I want to highlight other people. But at the same time, you want them to maybe be interested just in a little bit. Hey, how can I help you as well? Like maybe we can help each other. And that's what I said, even with Chris and his music and stuff. We support each other. I'll put his stuff out. He puts mine. We help each other. Because I like him. I love him. We help each other. Because it's a hard world. And everyone's just like, no one really thinks. Maybe not no one. I don't mean to say all or none, because that's wrong. Because there are people. I think that's just my point of the recreation movement. It's like, let's recreate or bring in some of those things that are important. Community. Like I said, we're building audience. It's so worried about building audience. But what about community where we actually, how are you? Like, I know Timothy, I know your name. I care. Like, I know Jim, how are you? Like, what's going on? It's just like, no, look what I'm doing. Yes, I talk about myself. I talk about my book. I'm excited about it, and it's taken a long time. But I'm not just constantly like, guys, we'll go book. Well, who's that? Were you? Yes, I ask. I say, hey, I could use some support. If you could afford it, throw me a couple bucks. I appreciate it. It helps me come out, do more shows. But it's just being the example and living the example. Like I said, and I'm not perfect by any means, but it's just like, okay, be that little change. If it's old fashioned to say, take an email and say, hey, Hollis, I appreciate being on your show. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the time it took for you to make the promo reels and all this stuff. I'm not saying this is for me, but I'm saying if I go on someone else's show, like show that like old school way of like, hey, thanks. Be that. That's like rebellious almost now. Be different than all the like, who cares? I'm too busy. Or this is just the way the world is. It's too busy. Sorry. Thanks for having me. Bye. It's just like, maybe that's rebellious now. Being a little bit old fashioned and saying, you know what? I'd rather have a really actual genuine relationship with 5 or 10 people, support them, care about them, than be worried about 8 million views and who's going to buy better, because views and that doesn't lead to anything. It might lead to money, I guess, to some people, but to me, there's more important things. Of course, you want to make money. Of course, you need to make money. Of course, you want to make a living, but I think in this whole world of the self-promotion, and everyone could build a brand and everyone could be a musician and everyone could do this. It's just like, that's all it's become. It's like me. So it's like, I read this book a long time ago. It's on my bookshelf. I've got to reread it because they had a new edition. It was called From Me to We. And it was just like, me, the self, that's ego. It's small. But when you think about we, it's the collective. It's like, we're in this together. You have a book. I have music. Let's help each other. We're trying to, it's tough sometimes, right? So we're all kind of struggling. Hey, I like your show. Let me share it out. And I say, hey, come on. I have some great people here. Why don't you share your book here? Maybe people will buy, maybe people will discover it. You have great music. You have a story to tell. Let's help each other. Is that old school? Is that old fashioned? Or it's just like, it's just because I don't have the answers, obviously. But that's what the recreation about bringing some of these old things, not living and I'm not talking about CD players or old cassette tapes. I'm talking about things that I feel personally are like going out of style. Like I said, a big one. keeping your word, showing up when you said you're gonna. And if you can't call, I mean, maybe this just happens to me more than often. I don't know. And maybe I'm just more sensitive and I take it personally. Like, I don't know. Remember back in the day when people said, I'll meet you for lunch and they show up? I mean, it's just like, oh, I forgot. Oh, I was scrolling or this happened. And it's like, oh, it's the way of the world now. It's just hustle bustle. It's okay. That excuses everything for you being a shitty person. You know, I'm not really feeling that, you know, but again, you can't be a hypocrite. So I'm just saying every day, little by little actions, just for me. Again, I'm not telling anyone what to do, but almost that rebellious, like the old fashioned to work, to keep your word, to say thank you after someone does something for you, to go that little extra step. And I don't know, maybe send a thank you card. That is really old, right? I just remember it's like my mom would send a thank you card to someone. Why is that out of style? I mean, I get it now. Okay, like just send an email. Just send them a quick text. You don't have to talk to them. I don't know, like little things like that. It's just like, maybe you can't send a thank you card to everybody, but maybe once. Send some, like do something out of the ordinary that used to be like normal. Because it's not anymore. It's just like, oh, just send them something. Who cares? You don't even have to send them anything anymore. Have your doppelganger, have your AI person come over and say thanks. It's just like this because we're busy. This is the way it is now. But who's telling us this is what it has to be? Who's telling us that we have to lose? When I say lose humanity, I don't, just lose some of these. Yeah. Aaron's in the house. Aaron, integrity is critical for trusting. That's a good one. Yes, integrity. That's right. That's a huge word, right? It's having some integrity. It's just like, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm too sensitive. Aaron, I'm sorry, Aaron. I have to say, you set the bar pretty freaking high for a human. After meeting Aaron, I just always say, God, I wish I knew more Aarons in the world. Aaron is seriously just someone who is a good person. And everyone in here too is like, and I'm not saying that I'm so great and I'm looking, it's just like, that's just someone who's just a good person. And his wife, of course, and his son, just good people. It's just like, hey, you need help on the side of the road. You fell. I'm going to pull over and help you pay. Like that is like, just feel like that's kind of like how humans are supposed to be, right? I mean, like we're kind of supposed to help each other. Like kind of just to care a little bit. Just about herself, stuff. All the time. Me. And it's just so after meeting Aaron, someone like Aaron, he set the bar really high. I'm like, that's a person worth investing in. I love him. And I know he loves us. It's mutual. Just a good person. And I get it. Life is busy. You don't always connect with people. You might just be like, oh, you just your energy. No. But I mean, it's just like it's quality, integrity. It's values. It's nice. And I'm proud to call him a friend. And I know he feels the same way, but it's just like, and Timothy and Jim, and I know James, I never met you, but Dan speaks highly of you. And I know he knows you. I mean, I know I met you in college, but we don't talk. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. So it's like, I just think that's the new, I don't know. I don't want to say rebellion, like I was thinking about it the other day and I was just like, because I bring it up all the time, music. To me, I love music, obviously. I'll do it all. I'll sing. I still in my recording studio. I do. But when I used to do it, it was like, actually was kind of like, not everybody was doing it. That's what made it cool. Like I was in a band. I was doing something that was difficult to do. I literally went for it. I didn't have a fallback. I didn't have the security. Like I went to these big cities. I sacrificed. I bled. I was my own street team. Did all this stuff, and it wasn't like that easy to do. And that's why I was kind of like, wow. Even when I got my success, and I worked, I freaking struggled for. I got there, and now it's just like, even back then, like making a website. Long time ago, that was like different. You have a website for your music. Like now, it's just like everybody. It's not. It's because it's so easy. It seems like. Not as special. I don't know. It sounds weird. It's just kind of like, oh, you have a website, you have a book, you have a kid's book out. Oh, so does everybody else. So the good and bad. I mean, I think it's cool because everyone can do these things. But I don't know. There's just something more special about it then. That's why even now it's just like, oh, you're a content creator. I'm just like, oh, I want to say it. Like, it's like, what else can I like? okay, maybe I'll be a human with values again. That's rebellious. Maybe I won't be a total like busy, self-brand, me, Hollistics, look at my podcast. I have 1 million listeners. Maybe being like a little bit human, rebellious, and not caring so much about all that. Maybe that would be the different new thing. Or maybe not. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm probably making any sense. I don't know. But it's just, I've never really been one to follow the crowd. So now when I see everybody, even when I went on Spotify, I'm just like, oh no. I changed my bio to be like, I actually really hate streaming, and I don't think I should, I'm not begging people like it, but there's a couple songs here. If you want more, go to my website, support, get to know me. I'd rather 10 real fans than 1 million passive listeners who do nothing, who don't appreciate it, who don't care, who don't connect. I'm not looking for that. I went in Hollywood. I'm not looking to be a music star. I'm looking to make a difference in people's lives. I'm looking to have some connection in my own life from people. I'm looking to do something meaningful, or just to be a good person. I mean, you don't have to go out and start a movement and do all this stuff. Like, oh, what should I do? I want to prove that I'm someone special. It's all ego. It's all that stuff that I'm just like kind of over. But that's why I'm doing what I do. But I don't know. I've done, even radio and podcasts, same thing. Oh, you have a podcast now. Oh, how big is your audience? How many followers do you have? Is anyone listening? Oh, because everybody everybody has a podcast. And I'm just like, I went to school for radio broadcasting. I have an excellent degree radio broadcast community. Dan's been on the real radio. I've been on the real radio. But now it's just like, oh, you have a podcast too? I'm like, hey, well, I'm a real one. Actually, this is what I went to school for. I went for radio, like whatever. You don't have to go to school for it. Like, you know what I mean? But it's what I went. It's what I did all my life. Now everybody can do it. So I'm just like, am I mad at them? No. I mean, cool. You can make a book. Doesn't mean it's gonna be good. This came from my mind and my heart, my story. Very proud of it. No, this is the first time I showed it. There it is. It came. This is my Love Zombies book. Now, this, as you see the line across, it says, not for resale. This is my print. So it's almost, I have to read it all, but it's almost perfect. But the center is a little bit off, so I got to move this over. And on the spine, what I was afraid of. On the spine, it says Love Zombies Land. You're not going to be able to see it because it's really little, but it's not on the spine all the way. It's wrong. So I just have to fix that. And then these will be available. Oh my God, this is the first time I showed it. Now, look it. Isn't that cool? So all my pictures. Do you want me to read the backstory? This is a big moment for me. A big day getting my book. Because I did say this has been like the book, doing this project, it's getting it to be printed, doing the pictures, getting it all. That's what I literally, probably why I wasn't doing the show. I was like, oh, I want to finish this. And I was like in front of it was so nice out. Wanted to go to the pool. I was like, no, I gotta get this done. But so that took probably about 2 weeks to get this. But literally the story took a long time. And I'm proud of that. I did not use ChatGPT for that. I did throw it in there to make sure there was no grammar. Every page I put in, I said, don't change it. I said, is there grammar? Is there punctuation wrong? Is there of course, I used it for editing or whatever. So yeah, but the story itself, I just love it. Would you like me to read the back? Okay, here it is. Love Zombies Land. In the vibrant world of Love Zombies Land, everything is connected. Life is guided by love, unity, and the understanding that we are all one. Wait. But beyond their peaceful world, Earth, struggling, the evil Drago has released dark energies and amnesia fumes across the planet, causing humans to forget who they truly are and the power of love that connects them all. To help restore balance, the wise guide, Lintwig, chooses Lolly and her colorful group of love zombies for a special mission. Travel to Earth and help humanity remember. Ooh. Oh my, not for resale is blocking the words. As they prepare for their journey, the love zombies must learn about the human world that they're about to enter. Armed with Earth survival kits, guidance from the Cosmic Council, and in hearts full of courage, they set off on an unforgettable journey toward a world they have only studied and imagined. But convincing the love zombies to leave the safety and harmony of their beloved home is no easy task. I mean, who would want to leave? They live in this planet, vibrates of love. It's in the galaxy. It's beautiful. They have all these wonderful things, and they want them to come to Earth. Oh, so convincing them is no easy task. Earth has long been the subject of frightening stories and warnings. Yet as the danger grows, Lolly realizes that helping others is sometimes more important than staying where it's comfortable. If Earth fails, the consequences could reach far beyond one planet and threaten the entire universe. When the journey finally brings her face to face with Earth, nothing can prepare her for what waits. Because in a universe threatened by darkness, that sound familiar? The greatest power of all is, anybody? Love. It's a heart-filled adventure for children, families, and anyone who believes the world needs more kindness, connection, and light. So there you go. And it includes a free Love Zombies music via QR code inside. So there you go. I'm so excited about it. It's so cool. Oh, I gotta go here. Oh, there you go. Isn't that so cute? And then boom, 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 boom. It's like it's a real book. Like, remember I was talking about, like, for kids' books, the cover was a little bit more too kiddish. It actually comes to about 77 pages. And then here's the QR thing. It's hard. I can't see it with this green screen. Well, anyway, but yes, so these are not up on Amazon yet because I'm going to have to fix the cover. But this came really quickly. I ordered this Friday and it was here today. So I'm going to fix the cover. I'm probably going to have to order one more. But it is now available on my website digitally. So, and that's the only place it's going to be besides Amazon. You know, Amazon, where you could actually get a book if you so desire. But then it's going to be sold just on my website. And the best thing, like I said, it comes with a soundtrack. Oh. And no, I did not write the music and I didn't sing it. Now I am thinking about actually getting the instrumentals and singing it. Oh, thank you so much, Jess. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, it was just so cool to have it come today. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, and like I said, it's on a day and age where now, if you wrote a book, you can go and you can do this. And I think that's a really cool thing. And I don't think it would have meant so much to me today if this was something I just like wrote in 2 days or said, ChatGPT, could you write me a kid's book because I want to sell it? Like, I think it means a lot because despite now, even though everybody and their mother could be an author, to me, this is a story that really came from the heart, and it took a really long time. It was just something I've been wanting to do for literally a decade. And it also pays homage to the original band Love Zombies, because as I've talked about, it was, disappointing. Life happens and didn't work out exactly as I hoped. And there's a lot of sadness and sad things that happened, but there's good things that came out of it. And what's I going to say? The sentiment lives on, there's a whole land. And I'm so excited because the second book is called Love Zombies. I didn't start writing it yet. A little bit. I have my ideas. I can't wait to write. It's going to be so much fun. But it's when they actually land on Earth. And then it gets really, it's going to be funny. Like it gets, they're encountering humans and these are little zombies full of love and happiness and light. And they're starting to feel these human emotions that they've never felt before and deal with like human things and all this stuff. So I'm excited to write. It's going to be fun. So that'll be book number 2. But yes, Love Zombies Land talks about their preparation and learning about the humans and literally the stuff that humans face on Earth. And, because I think a lot of people, I know myself, okay, the character is loosely based on me, but, we come here and we want to love, we want to have fun. We want and somehow it always turns like, it's just a heavy world. There's people fighting and divided and politics and religion, all these things. And we're like, oh, I just want to have fun. How sometimes like you start a new job or something and you want to get along with people. You don't want drama, but somehow somebody talking about this one, and then somehow you get involved with this drama and people are talking about each other and it just becomes negative. And it's like, now that's just an example, like starting a job or like, it's like, it's almost, you cannot help getting pulled into drama in this world, drama and division and hate and fear and this. Like, so it's kind of, it's, idealistic thing, that they come from, like, you want peace and love and utopia and hippie and like all the stuff that's in my heart. And Jess, I know you're a hippie too, So it's just like, it's just dreaming of the world that we want. And that's why I said, like, I like the recreation movement because it's like recreating what we can't, like recreating what you want to see on earth or creating what you want to see. Like, yeah, it's hard. You have to be in this world. This is a 3D world. You cannot avoid all this shit. I'll just say the S word. Sorry. You cannot avoid all this crap. Okay, I'll say the C word. You can't. Taxes. Sad things. Death. Sickness. Homelessness. Unfair. Like, all that you just can't. I mean, this is human world. But in part of me, I definitely in my mind, I'm just like, can we just rise above? I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I hate it. That's why I don't talk about politics on the show. I do care about politics, but I don't talk about it on the show because I want it to be a spot where it's like, okay, you care about that. But can we rise just a little bit above and say, at the end of the day, we're all made of blood. We all bleed red, don't we? We're all human. We all have hearts that are beating because if they weren't, we wouldn't be here. We have that in common. We have that in common. We can't deny. As much as you hate my political view, or I hate yours, or this or that, or this or whatever, you can't deny that we all have a heart that beats. Because if we don't, we wouldn't be here. You have to have a heart that's beating to be living. That's something we can agree upon, can we not? Like, so it's just, and I know it's kind of too simple. It's a simple concept. Love is, and it's above all this stuff that's meant to divide and conquer and to keep us in fear and control us and distract us and kill us. No, it's too much. Oh, sorry. Say it, don't spray it. I get passionate. It's too much. So I let it loose in Love Zombies Land. I highly suggest you check it out. You can get it available at hollismady.com. Hold on. Let me go back. Sorry, Jess, I need to remove your comment so I could put up my website. If I could remember how to do it. Get very passionate and then I kind of lose where I am. Oh, okay, that's so awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate those kind words of encouragement. Speaking of something else that was amazing, it is right here because I wanted to talk about it. This weekend, Dan and I went to see this show. It was called Astronomica. Okay. Oh my God, it was so good. I loved it. Now, if anyone, well, what was it? What is it? It's basically in Cleveland. They had it. It was at the Cleveland Science Center, I think. And I wanted to see it for so long. And there's a guy named Alan Watts. Do people know who he is? Jess, you probably do. I mean, maybe Aaron, you guys probably maybe know who he is. But he's like, do I even know who he is? How do I describe? Well, philosophical. I can never say that word right. Philosophical. That problem before with that word. Philosophical. But he, a lot of good wisdom and words about the universe and life. And sometimes when you're feeling a little bit, I'll listen to him like, he's very wise. So he had a show like this kind of planetarium thing. And I guess we didn't end up seeing that one. That's what I thought we were seeing. But apparently they're very similar. But the one has Alan Watts, like maybe sayings and stuff. I don't know because I haven't seen it. So I can't say exactly what it is. But anyway, this is the second thing. Just like it. It was called Astronomica. And it was so cool. You went in this planetarium thing, or it felt like you're in a movie theater, but like the dome thing around you. And when it started, all of a sudden, it felt like you were moving. Your chairs were moving because it was moving. And it felt like you were on the ride. All of a sudden, you're going through space. It was beautiful. It was like, oh my gosh. It was like the background you see now, but I was in it. And then the music was so good. Oh, it was just, and it happened. It was on my dad's birthday that we went. June 5th, that was Friday, the day my single came out. I was going to do a show Friday night, and that's why I just played the replay because DM got the tickets, and I was like, oh, yes, of course we have to go. Because I think it was the last night it was there. And I'm so glad we went. But it was, it was my dad's birthday, his heavenly birthday, as they say. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, I felt like I was just, it was so beautiful. It's like taking you through. It's like, and the music's playing, and there's like, and you're going through the thing, and it was just in the clouds and like, it just felt like a minute. It was just like, oh, it's all this stuff I talk about. I mean, again, I don't know if anyone else might enjoy this as much as I do, but I mean, my whole kids book is based on coming to Earth and space and all that. And I like all this stuff, I'm the energy and and I'm fascinated with going to Earth and what else is out there and all that stuff. We talk about aliens and things like that. Not so much that, but the other life worlds and dimensions and past, all that stuff. And all of a sudden, the particles are all going, and it's just like, oh, you're one with the world. And it was just it was awesome. I loved it. I loved it so much. I was actually crying. Okay, I'm a dork, but I couldn't help it. Like I said, it was my dad's birthday. It just felt all of a sudden you're kind of connected to it. You got out of your body and mind for a minute. It just was. It was beautiful. It was so good. And that's why I was like, this guy who created it, his name, and we got this, James Hood, his name is. I think he was saying Cook, but his name is James Hood. Sit back, open your heart, and feel the universe. It was so good. And I guess normally you have to pay for these programs, but since it was the last show of the season, I think he has another one coming out. He's done like different ones. And he has another one called Beautifica or something. I don't know if that's coming or that already was, but like he's done different like versions of this. And so I got this free program. And normally I think you have to pay like, $20 or something extra for it. And it was really nice. It's like, you can't really see it, but oh, there we go. It just has these nice pictures and stuff. And also has the whole thing about the cast and the cast as far as the visual artists behind Astronomica. Like this stuff is just amazing. And there's the part like I've always will and always do. I love art, like creatives and artists, like they gave that experience to me. Their hard work, what they probably hours of creating this stuff. I have no idea how they did it. It's not, don't think it's AI. It was what it generated, not whatever, the graphics, and even if they did use AI, like I said, if that's something that is again, I don't know. I'm not saying they did. Probably not. But it's the other, the graphics and all that, like the movies and just some of the stuff you can do is amazing. And that's why I'm always so grateful to artists. Like they sacrifice and they dedicate their lives to give people like just me going, yeah, I had to pay for it, but it's worth it. But to give me that experience, I'll always remember that. It was better than any movie I've seen. It's better than a ride to me. Because it was a ride. It was amazing. So that's why I've always loved and stand like fight for artists and protect them and say, you know what? And even like I said, it's a very odd time living in the world. It's a very odd, and I've experienced it. I talk about it a lot because I'm living through it, being a person who did experience that old world and grieved it. And now it said, instead of living in the past, say, okay, let's embrace the future because you can't change it. Now you could resist it and say, oh, never. Like, yes, maybe you can. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a place for that. There'll be some resistant movement that just never touches a computer, never uses technology. Say, hey, if it could be that way, maybe that would be better. I don't know. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't want to say like, it's better or we're wise or dumb or not. At the point where it's like, okay, if you stay, you will get left behind or whatever. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, sitting in a recording studio, but like going in debt because I'm a real artist. It's like you have to adapt. You have to move on. You have to and use these tools. If they're going to make your life easier, if they're going to help you get that thing out that maybe you couldn't or never would have otherwise if you didn't have a little bit of help. Because like I said, for my own personal music, I have no need to use AI. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to put music in and say, hey, AI, like sing a song in my voice. And because I'm a musician. But Thaddeus talked about the other day, oh, Genie for ideas. And I haven't experimented with it. So I really don't know. I mean, I just have never really had a need for it. When it comes to art, I don't draw. I could never have created these characters. Now, some may argue, well, hire an illustrator, hire someone. Well, I could have called this person I used to know and say, well, hey, I need like 50 pictures written. Well, how much is it going to cost? I would never expect it for free. But these days you don't make, like, it's this weird thing where it's like I said, they made it this way. So it's like, oh my God, it's changed. And so can I get mad down the day if people aren't paying for my music? No, I guess not. Because if I'm using art that I haven't paid for, I get, you know what I mean? It's just changing. So it's like almost like, I don't know. Would I rather, Chris and I had this conversation. Would I rather pay an artist? Yes. But at the same time, I don't know. Now these tools, like, so it's weird. It's just, it's like, you don't want to be a hypocrite. You don't want to, it's catch-22, or is that, I don't think that's the right word, but you don't, you're just trying to figure out. And I'm honest. I don't come on here and say I have the answers. And if you're not, you did this. Like, I just am learning as I go. As I said, I go back and forth. Part of me is like, oh, don't give away all your freaking music for free. It cost me all this money. But part of me is like, well, at least I got it out. As I know it was real, it's by me. But does anyone care anymore? Because they don't even know or notice if it's a real drum. Do they care? Some people still do. As I put my email out, people do care. But can you still be real with using these tools? And I think the answer is yes, I do. I think it's like, it'd be one thing if I said, ChatGPT, create a kid's book about love zombies and put nothing else in them and said, do it all for blah, blah, blah. Okay, because I want to market it and make money from it. Oh, I mean, there's different, you're still inputting the stuff. Now, this is something I have to research a little more because I don't know. Now, and please chime in if anyone's listening or let me know, because there's this whole thing about, I guess, AI is the way that they're trained. They're taking, I read once that like what AI is in ChatGPT, it's like literally the whole internet of everything that ever was. I mean, like music, painting, and how they do all this is that they like pull from all that and make this stuff. So there's artists who are saying like they've stolen from artists without them knowing, without their consent, and that's how you're getting the stuff that they're using. I don't know. Is that, I have to, again, like I said, I don't want to be ignorant. I have to look and see if that's true, and it's just like, well, I don't know. Part of me is like, well, what's new? Artists has always been ripped off. I mean, it's just like, I've never gotten paid for my, besides the people who've freaking like bought it for the pledge all those years ago and stuff like here and there. I got ripped off by people. Managers didn't pay me. Like, I've gotten ripped off my whole life as an artist. So I'm almost like, people are like, yes, but they're stealing from, what's new? I mean, I know it's kind of like maybe a bad attitude. Like, well, you should, I have tried to stand up. I've tried to help probably more than a lot of people. Like, I'm always all about artist rights. When I talk about freaking Badfinger and people like treating artists like shit in the way that we have to go through all this stuff. Like, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm like, it's just a new way of ripping them off. Well, what, like, I don't know. Again, not being an advocate ever, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know the answer. Are they stealing? Like, if someone took my song and put it in through AI and taking credit for it, yeah, I'd be pissed. I get it. So I don't know. I just don't know anymore. But I'm just like, almost like you read these things like, oh, now music is like a utility bill. People don't pay $20 for a month and you get all the music you want. So where does that leave us? It's like, oh, so what do? Do we fight and try to like change it and accept, like literally try to go back to the old world that's not going back there? Or how do we find a different way to survive, keep our integrity, use these tools, as I say, use these systems within their systems against them? They want to force this shit down our throat and make us only use it. Well, you know what? Like I said, I found some joy in it. I think it's like, you put some of these videos together, I'm like laughing. The one I made for Dan's dad, it made me happy. Like, well, there you go. You get something out of it. Make some of this stuff easier and infuse your own. If you could remain, and that's where my stance right now is on it. Again, people may be like, screw you, lady. Like, lady, you're not a real artist. Well, I'm done. I'm not arguing. My past and my experience speaks for itself. I'm not here to prove anything. I know who I am. I know what I've done. And I've lived my life as a freaking creative, and it's literally made me no money, but that's okay. That's not why I did it. So it's like, oh, well, artist rights are, they're being, it's like, oh, well, yeah, well, kind of used to it. It's not right. It shouldn't be the way it is, but it's pretty much the way it's always been. Artists are soul, heart. They don't do it for money. Most people see it. They think they can profit off it. They can sell it. They can make money because they're business people. And the artist is still like, hey, everyone stole my stuff. I don't have any way. What? But we still do it because it's our calling. It's what we like to do. It's why we're here. We like to do things with great. So I am actually excited about some of these tools that are out now. I'm like, oh my God, the video, like these things that are like, I'm like, oh my God, I could bring that, all these ideas I had. I'm like, I could bring them to life without having to like rely on so many other people. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't collaborate, and that's good too. You could still do, of course. But my point is, I don't have to rely on like so many other people right now. I don't have to freaking wait for a band. I don't have to freaking pay $10,000 to record an album. Now, can you do both? Like, should you just never use a musician again? No. I mean, if you can afford to and you can't, like, there, I just think the point is, I'm at the point now, I reached like a middle ground. I'm not like anti, but I'm not pro. It's just like, I don't know. I think it's about maintaining your humanness and using these tools, as I said, or you could resist and fight. Yeah, there's some things worth fighting for. Of course. That's my whole motto. Like, there are a lot of things worth fighting for, and right here. But do you have to go out a big ruckus and say, we should all be human? Or should you say, you know what? No, it's going to start with, I'm going to make sure I keep my word. That's how I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm going to focus on trying to make or keep like a couple quality relations and really help those people if I can. I don't want anything in return, or we help each other. Maybe 5, maybe 10. Like I said, with my mailing list or music. It'd be great if I get maybe 100 people who really, really care. I know all their names and we connect and they like my music and I don't know, whatever. That's when I can have control over. I don't care. You know, I don't care about millions and billions of people, the views. I like, even with our radio station, I've talked about this before. It doesn't mean shit. You know, yeah, you want to make some money, sure. But you know what? At the end of the day, they even say with music, if you find 1,000 people who over the course of the year, a year, spend $100 on you, it's $120,000. I mean, that's more than most people. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you found 100 people who are willing to say, you know what, I like what you do enough, I'm going to spend $10 a month on you. I'm not that great at math. What is that? $1,000. I mean, you know, again, it's not, but it's about these just making an impact more in people's lives, like, and you know, people appreciating you helping each other instead of this whole like, oh, I need 1 million streams on Spotify, the playlist, the thing. It's just like, screw it, you know? Aaron says, when I like a song, I still buy the album to become familiar with the artist or artists. Yeah. And buying albums, you know? So it's like, because like I said, I was always like, you know, like, wow, it took me like freaking 20 years to do this damn album. And literally, like, that's why it's called a comedy of errors. Part of it's just like, oh, Hollis. It's like a cosmic joke. You finally got it. And then you just get here. Nobody cares about albums anymore. Nobody buys them. I'm like, really? Oh, it's kind of like the joke. It's like, oh, you finally made it. But you're like, can't even walk anymore. It took that long. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know. Yeah. And so that's what I said. So I think it's like, yeah, keep producing and you'll find your niche. I think that's the thing too. It's just like, he said, actually looking at these tools and saying, how could I use these and still be creative? And like, well, actually more of an excited way instead of like, screw it, I'm never using it. Like, I don't know. The world is changing. Like, hey, I'm the first to say I wish we could go back to the way it was. I will. But the truth is, it's not going to go back to the way it was. We can resist it. But that's why these communities are cool, because you can have a get together and be like, no phones, let's listen to records. You know, we could have that with people. You could make that happen. But the world, as far as the world goes, it's going faster than ever. It's evolving. It's just like, okay, instead of like trying to change the whole world, say, you know what, let me recreate or create what's important to me. Like, let's create, foster those relationships. Maybe have books that, or whatever, music, like do, you know, still make an album, do these things. But that's where I'm kind of at. I don't know. I'm all over the place. Like I said, it's hard when there's no one else here. I'm just talking to myself and I'm wondering, am I making sense? There's 15 eyeballs there. So I will take this time to do a little short break and say, just in case, if you are enjoying the show, remember guys, here we go. Where is it? Hold on. That was supposed to be a smooth transition. Remember guys, are you enjoying the podcast? If you'd like to support what I'm building, you can buy me a coffee. Every bit of support helps me keep this podcast going and release my music independently. You can leave a one-time tip or become a member for a few dollars a month and unlock exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage you won't find anywhere else. Just visit buymeacoffee.com/HollisMahady or scan the code you see on the screen. Download your free copy of the Reconnection Movement today. Just head over to my website, www.hollismahady.com. Go to the podcast sections, scroll to the bottom of the page, and enter your email to get your free copy instantly. Now more than ever, it's important that we reconnect and support real human creators and real people. And there you have it. So yeah, even that with the Reconnection Movement, that was so long ago. But the recreation, like I said, doesn't it be a big movement where I'm like, oh, look at this movement I started? No, it's really just an idea. You put movement at the end of it, whatever. Recreation movement, just recreate. And because especially, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm someone who's always been like these big visions, grand, like I need to change the world and I'd be and take on the world's problems, the weight of the world and stuff. At the end of the day, it's like, it's a collective responsibility. We're all part of this. It really is me to we. I mean, and really, it's simple. I mean, start with yourself. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the example. If it's old fashioned to freaking, send someone a thank you note, maybe do it once in a while, or if it's old fashioned to, it's going out of style. Oh, manners, courtesy, who cares about these days? We're too busy. It's like, no, you know what? I'm going to say thank you. Thanks for inviting me on your podcast. I really appreciate it. When's your music coming out? I'm going to share that too. Little things, little things go a long way, and they're going to actually make you stand out in a crowd of a lot of people who are just too busy to care. And, I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. Is that making sense? Tom says, I would absolutely love to have a party with no phones and throw on some records. Yay, Tom. Welcome. Welcome in, Tom. I'm glad you're here. Yes, seriously. We could do that. That could happen. Why not? It's just, what else would be something cool at a party? Like a old school party with no phones, put on some records, talk, play a game of charades, perhaps. No phones allowed, just things like that. And why not? Maybe it'll come back in style. But yes. So very exciting times. What anyone else? Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments? Anybody have any things? Tell me, Tom, how are you doing? A long time no see. You still got to come on the show. I got to get you on the show as a guest here one of these days. And Jess back. But Tom, you got to come on and tell us what you're doing. Tell us about your network. We are going to be transferring platforms. Hopefully we're still going to work together and collaborate or do something, but we are going to be switching platforms eventually. It's a big thing and blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of where it stands, but in the meantime, I've been focusing on a lot of other things, and we are still doing our show. I should play that Ocean to Ocean. It is coming. I know. Here I am, like, say you're going to do something. I do keep my word, but being a 1-person, 2-person team, it just takes time, and it always is longer than I expected to get there. So that is definitely coming. I'm going to play that. Here, Tom, I don't know if you've ever seen this. This one's for you, Tom, and for everybody in the chat room, and for Smurglio. I know he sent us so much research, but it's coming. I promise. It's literally on I can't show you right now or maybe I can. Well, I guess not, but I have a big whiteboard. And it's on the list. And so is Barracuda. It's coming, Aaron. I promise. I actually was starting to record it, and then I'm having problems with my Logic recording. So I have to kind of figure that out, how I actually record it. But please, and I know I know you're understanding it. Please don't think I forgot. I did not. It's really, and I'm looking forward to it. I already started recording it, but then I'm trying to do Logic and record it, and it was not sounding loud enough. So it's coming. But this is all making me a better producer and engineer, because the next album probably will not be in a studio, because long gone are those days of me having to spend thousands of dollars. So I'm going to figure out how to do it myself. And I've done some demos, not the best, but that is literally my next goal, is to become really more sufficient as far as being the engineer. Like I said, my album, I produce myself. When I say produce, I literally said, this is how I want to sound. I helped pick the sounds. I wrote the soul. But he was an engineer, and was really good at that stuff, like the compute Logic and doing all that. I can do a little bit, but it's a whole other beast that takes a lot of time. So that's literally the finishing piece, because if I could really get good at that, then I would totally be in control. We're never really in control. God's in control, but you know what I mean. So back to ocean to ocean. It's coming soon, guys. Here it comes. This is coming eventually. Hopefully in the next couple weeks here.
Ocean to Ocean is your late night portal into the unknown. Hosted by Hollis and Dan Smeriglio as a tribute to the legendary spirit of late night radio, where curiosity leads and nothing is ever off the table. From sea to shining sea, we explore late night mysteries that keep you questioning everything. Bigfoot lurking in the shadows, secrets hidden beneath Antarctica's ice, UFOs, government cover-ups, and truths long buried, psychics, angel readings, and messages from beyond.
But this isn't just a throwback, it's our twist. Real talk, raw curiosity, a little humor, and a fearless dive into the topics most people won't touch. Some nights will make you think, some nights might give you chills, and some might just change the way you see the world. So tune in, stay curious, and keep your mind open, because from ocean to ocean, the conversation never sleeps. Found exclusively on the Voice of the People U.S.A. radio and television network.
And there you have it, guys. That's Ocean to Ocean coming soon. And we are broadcasting live on VOPUSARadio.com as well. Our platform is still there. But when the time comes to renew it for a couple $1,000s, we're not going to be renewing, unfortunately, because we're going to be shifting the process to something that's more suitable. And this is probably boring tech talk, but honestly, even I want to have Tom's show on and your show and everything, but it just is costing us so much money. And with Dan in between jobs and everything, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. So we're getting back on our feet and stuff. So we're going to find another solution, and the show goes on, but we're going to be doing some rebranding, and there's be a lot of stuff. So it's all in the works. Like I said, I always do try to do I do what I say I'm going to do. It's just, it usually takes a lot longer than I thought, but try to stay true to your word, guys, as much as you can. And if you can't, apologize, I guess. But, and thank you, Aaron. Aaron says, take your time, enjoy the process. I know you understand, but I just don't want you to think like I forgot or anything, because it is on the to-do list. And I am enjoying the process. Every time I go and sing it, I'm like, yeah, back rock and roll again. It's very cool. It's very awesome. So I will. And it's going to make me a better producer, because I'm going to figure out how to do this stuff. And that's going to be a big win overall, because it's going to help me. I literally have a bunch of my stuff I brought back from the studio to set up here. I have my microphone. It's just, I also need another freaking computer. So Aaron, I'll ask you live on the air. Why not? If you remember, in the chat room, comment. Remember that little Mac Mini we got? I was thinking about selling that. Well, actually, I put it up on Marketplace. I'm going to sell it. But everybody's asking me, do you know what year it is? Do you have any idea? Do you remember? I guess I have to go. It's in the garage in a tote. I'm going to end up having to get something new. I just remember that we couldn't log into it or something, right? Because it was like, we didn't have the password. If you remember. Sorry, everyone. That's kind of boring, but hey. Okay, so I don't want to miss in the comments. Jess said, a fire in the woods, car doors open with music playing. Oh, the campfire smell. Remember that? Oh, the keg parties and all that. Well, Jess and I didn't go to high school together, but did we ever do parties in college outside? I don't think so. That was more of a high school thing. But I remember the woods, like you go and just stand by the campfire, and like then you come home and you'd smell that smell. Well, it wasn't the greatest, but it brought back the memories. You smell that. Tom says, I would be honored to come on Hollistics. Good. Well, I'm going to hold you to that. I know you said you're a little busy because of baseball season. I understand. You got to make the most of the spring and the summer while you can. Listen, there's a whole winter. And Hollistics is not going anywhere. It's here to stay. But it's just about getting back and doing it all the time. More consistently. Not all the time, but 5 nights a week. But I'm going to be doing it again. It's coming more consistently. But I'm here tonight. But Tom says, we have some new shows coming out on Cole County Entertainment. Awesome. I'll plug them once the days and times are locked in. Yes, let me know. Like I said, I'm here to spread the word, and we help each other. And I know, Tom, I don't know if you were here, how long you were here, but earlier I was talking about the recreation movement and just doing things like that and helping each other. And That's why I loved you guys, you and Jess, of course. But the moment we talked, I was like, we're doing the same things. Help each other. We live in such a world of ego, self-promotion, me, 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 me. You could just come on here and just talk about your stuff, but you are invested in me too. You care about my show as well. And we help each other. Like in a world, that goes back to the title of my podcast tonight, the Recreation Series, episode 1. And we're actually on episode 32. 32 episodes in of Hollistics, but like of the new little podcast series. From me to we, in the age of self-promotion, like, does it have to be all about self? Because it's all, like, self is, of course we care about ourselves. Of course we have to survive. We have to take care of our own first, all that. But in the bigger grand scheme, I called the episode Me to We. Let's help each other. That is an old school thing. That used to be something in the day. Street teams have people, you didn't have to pay people to care. You didn't have to pay people to like you, to give you 2 seconds. But again, the world has changed. Is it people's fault? No. They're overwhelmed. Everybody, like, so many people are creators. There's not even audiences left. Oh, I want to build an audience. What about this one? It's just like everyone is a creator. But what are they creating what? Something from themselves or something to help others? I know Tom has really great shows. I haven't seen some of them in a while, but your men's mental health one, talk about issues that are like, they're connecting people. People, even if 10 people watch my show or not, or 3 people, or like, and it's helped someone or it made their night better, or like, that is meaningful to me. I'm happy. That's why I show up, and I will show up more when I can. But that's why I keep coming back, because I actually do like helping people. I want to connect people, and I want people to connect with me, and I want, I want. I never spell I want. But it's just like, that's the idea, guys. In a huge, huge world of everyone wants small audiences views, let's just like build something together. Does that make sense? Tom says, I love the ocean concept. Our tinfoil hat show will be coming out. Oh, yay. I remember you talked about that. Yes. That's what I wanted to know. Oh, good. Is that one of the ones you're just waiting on the date and time? Because I will come on there as well if you'll have me as a guest, or what's it called? Not a spectator. What's it called? When you're like, you're coming on and you're like giving your 2 cents. Oh, you're the peanut gallery. You're giving your 2 cents. And you could come on ocean. Me to we. Yes, that's a book. I did. Jess said I did. I don't think you attended. Was that an outside party? See, I don't really remember that in college, but I definitely remember in high school, because it was always like, oh, I mean, obviously we weren't 21 and we were drinking in the woods, which is no, but I mean, everyone knew it, and they would go and do their beer parties and all that stuff. And Tom says, yes, me to we. Yeah. I read that book a long time ago, and it was in LA, and I remember it was like 2011 or something, right? Same time, Source Field Investigations, which I've talked about, David Wilcox, God bless his soul. When I had my awakening and started reading all these books, and it was just about, it's a simple concept. It's just me. Yeah. You have to take care of yourself. You have to survive. You have to worry about feeding yourself and clothes first and home first and that stuff, or otherwise you will die, but you know what I mean? But beyond that, it's okay to like think of the bigger picture too. Like, not just me, not just my self-promotion, not just my thing. That's why I get annoyed with the radio station. I've seen the worst, the ugliest of people during this radio station. Not this show, but like Dan's show, having guests on. I did so much. That's why I'm like, screw that. I'm not doing that anymore. Did so much work having guests on. Do you think any of them ever shared our show? Think any of them ever bought something from us? Not that we sell anything. Do you think any of them ever bought us coffee? No. Did they come on and sell books? Yes. Me. It's ego. It's self-promotion. And I'm like, screw that. I'm not going to waste my time on people who don't value me. Again, I'm not looking for financial rewards back, or everyone go buy me a coffee. You don't have to do that. If you can, thank you. I appreciate it. Great. I'll take it. Thank you. Appreciate it. If you can't, I understand. I'm not like, oh, you watch my show, you should be buying me something. It's okay. But what can you contribute else? Can you comment? Even just commenting, being here, it's nice. Contribute something. Hey, I'm a musician. Can you share my stuff? I'm trying to get my music out there. Would you mind sharing it? I don't know. It's just like, not just, it's just give and take, you know? It's like, and then it's like, oh, do you just do things so someone will give something back to you? No. But at the same time, it's just called like, you just want someone to actually like maybe care about you a little bit or say, hey, oh, yeah. Like Tom, I understand totally how much time it takes for you to make those things. Like those things when I said promotion, set up the studios. Why? Because I empathize. I've been there. I know how it is. So I hats off to you, kid. I get it. You know, so I really do I empathize. I mean, again, not everyone does because they have no idea how much it takes to actually set up a show like this, for it to sound good, for it to look decent. You know, people, and I hear people like, oh, I'll come on your podcast, but I'm busy starting my own. Well, have fun. Good, you know, have fun. Because it's not all it's cracked up to be, but they don't, instead of saying, you know what, you said, well, thanks for having me on, thank you. You know, it's just like, now I'm borderline sounding bitter, but it's just like, you know, everyone's, oh no, well, I'm going to start my podcast. I'm going to start my podcast. I've been through this. Dan could talk about it till the cows come home. Oh, I'm just going to go start my own radio network. Have fun. Good luck. I don't suggest it unless you really want to, or if you have help or a lot of money, because it's not easy. It is not easy to do podcasts, and people just think, oh, I'll just show up. Who goes? It's like, try it. Again, that's why I have empathy. Of course, maybe like, you know, there's obviously other, like, I know this personally because I've lived in Bennett. There's other things I don't obviously have to experience. Like if someone was like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to be like a cook. Why don't you understand? My head's on fire because it's so hot in this kitchen. And I'm just like, oh, thanks for the, you know, so it's just like, it's empathy, but just having empathy in general thing, you know, we're all trying, we're all working hard, you know, sometimes just take that moment to say, hey, good job. Thanks for what you do. Even though maybe I am not a cook. I don't understand it. I just use that example, but I'm not really a good cook at all. I'm okay. I can make salads. Good thing Dan is. But that's just like, you know, a bad example. You know, a doctor or a nurse, oh my gosh, like they have a really, really hard job. I've never done it, but I empathize. Not because I've done it. I see what they do, you know, and I'm sure the BS that they have to deal with. So, you know, just have empathy for people. That's a big one. I think that's a very important one. That's one that should not go out of style, but I think does in the busy, busy, busy world. So busy that you don't even empathize with the creator, that it takes so long to do all this and no one ever buys anything or pays or even says thank you. Not you guys. You know what I mean? I'm just, but you know, when I see someone really working hard or an independent music put something out, I said, wow, that must take a lot of time. Like, you know, even some guy today, I saw his videos and I was watching them for a while and I really liked them. And I don't really do this, but like I'm saying, oh, I want someone to maybe subscribe to me or buy something. Because you know what? He could subscribe to his thing for $1.99 a month. And I liked what he was doing. He just seemed genuine, like just like really trying. And I liked what so I just subscribed for $2. And then I went on his forum. He had like thousands and thousands of views and people. And then I went into his little private forum and there was 5 other people who supported him. So you know what I mean? So this whole numbers things, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like there's, you know, it's not enough people that actually say, hold on, maybe I should support that person. I really like them. Again, I did it. If it was $20 a month, I would be like, I don't know, I can really support it. $2, okay. Hey, why not? You know, again, will I do it forever? I don't know. But the point is, you have to, you know, karma too. Like you want something back, like be the change you want to see in the world. And it doesn't always work like that though, obviously. Karma or expecting something back. Just do good. Don't expect anything back. If you get something back, it's happily surprised. But also, you can draw the line and say, you know what? No, I just don't want to waste my time on people who are full of ego, who obviously don't really care. Like, I'm cool. Like, you know, and sometimes you don't know that until after you talk to the people or you'll have them, you know, or you get to know them. You don't totally know that they're all ego. I just can't stand people who are all about themselves, for God's sakes. Like, I know this is my show. I talk about myself a lot, obviously, because it's Hollistics, but I do like to have guests on the show. And I've had wonderful guests. And I'm not talking about my own guests. I'm talking about more about the experience I've had with Voice of People Radio and some of these other guests. And it's just all ego and self-promotion and just not genuine. And what can you do for me? Like, you know what? I won't curse, but that's my point. And even with guests on here, it's like, you know what? If you want to be on the show, I would love to have you, you know, but tell me, why do you want to be on the show? Have you watched it more than once. You only watched it when you were on it and then never watched it again, never supported, never shared anything, and never like at this point, it's like, you know what? If you want to be on the show, cool. Do you connect with the recreation movement? Do you connect with what I'm saying? Do you know anything about me? Have you watched the show for more than 3 minutes? Or are you just looking for, okay, maybe I'll get 3 people who are who maybe I'll get some of her fans to like, you know, follow me, you know, because it's just like, well, yeah, you get to the point where it's just like, you know, again, is that my ego? Oh, why do you want to be on my show? I mean, how great I am. No, it's just like, but why do you? Because I want to connect with people who are kind of on the same wavelength here. You know, that's why I like to have the people I've had. And like I said, I was not talking about my own guests, but I've seen that pattern before, and you're not going to fall into that trap. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So with that said, I'm going to play a little clip. I don't know which one I'm going to play yet, but I'm going to look. Oh, should we play a little TJ Friday? Because I have to take a tinkle. And this one's, okay, so we'll do a TJ Friday probably this Friday. I haven't done one last Friday, but we'll do one Friday. And let me see if I could tinkle that fast. I have 1 minute and 20 seconds. Okay, here we go. Ready, guys? TGI Fridays. It's coming on Friday. Here we go. You know those childhood memories that just stick with you? Those were the days.
Take me back to the good times glow, when the world slowed down and the TVs glowed. From Mario jumps to TGIF nights, everything felt just right. If you remember, this is your song. Where you came from still lives on. Kick back, relax, stay a while. Voice of the people, U.S.A. makes it feel worthwhile. Grew up halfway between two worlds, mixtapes and modems, boys and girls. We saw the change, we felt the shift, but those memories remain a gift. So if you miss when life felt real and laughter echoed through the reel, this night's for you, come take your seat. We're past and present.
Little TGI Friday here. Got any cheese? Every Friday we get to go and pick out a video. We don't record over this one. If I remember this. Welcome. Be kind, rewind. TGIF Friday throwback on Hollistics, bringing back the good times every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time across social media and Voice of the People USA Radio and TV network. Oh, I did it. There we go. That would be another thing. I don't know, Jess, if you're still watching, or Tom. You could bring Nintendos to the party. That would be kind of cool. Play the Oregon Trail. I don't know how we would get that. I'm sure it's somewhere. I don't know if it'd be the same version. We wouldn't have those same computers, but we could recreate it. There you go, recreate it. Let's go back into the comments here. Aw. Aw. Oh, I forgot. I meant to grab my book to show you guys, the Me to We. We'd love to have you on as guest. Oh, well, thank you. I will accept the offer. Thank you. I've always said this. You'll never take away from your shine by lifting others up and promoting others. It's true. Absolutely. There's enough room on the airways for everyone. We love VOP USA over here at Cole County Entertainment. And likewise, thank you. It's same thing here. That's why I know life gets hectic and you are a big baseball coach doing your thing. So I get it. Don't worry. But we will connect and we will pick up where we left off or start something or, or help each other, And Jess says, I really want to hear you do Barracuda. I did on my Buy Me a Coffee. Maybe I could get the clip and play it here, but I was practicing it. It sounded pretty good. My not dilemma. My next thing now though is actually recording it, like an MP3 of it through, because I did it live and that took a while trying to figure out, like I had to connect the roadcaster to the phone to this, and it actually sounds cool live. But then it's using the Logic and setting up my microphone here with the interface, the DAW, if you will. I still forget what that stands for. It's Digital Audio Workspace or something like that. But like Pro Tools, all that, and getting it. And I did do that before, but it's all been disconnected, so I have to just get that back. But yes. And Tom says, absolutely. Hell yeah. So good. See, coming on Hollistics or being Hollistics or doing Hollistics makes me feel better. So I started off the episode a little bit of a conundrum about my hairdo because like I said, and you guys probably not here for that, but I went to the hair salon today. I spent a lot of money. I said, I want to be blonde. I want to be blonde again. And they did not do the blonde here, but she was nice enough because she saw my disappointment. I was like, at the end, I was like, it's not blonde. So I'm going back tomorrow and they're putting my highlights in the mids and the ends. So yes. So it's a work in progress, the hair, but I like light and I like it speed. I want to be bright. I like blonde. I like dark, but I want to have a nice mix. So a little bit more natural, not so like stark. Rock and roll. I like all that. But that was its era. And now moving into more of the peace, love, light, Hollis. I've always been that, but you know what I'm saying. Smule is good practice. Yes, Jess. Oh, and thank you again, Jess. Tom has a question there. Jess, thank you. And I'm so sorry. Look, I'm a hypocrite. I did start writing you and then I didn't send it and I meant to answer you about the thing on Songwriter on Facebook. Thank you for sending that. And Smule, if I sign up there, could we do a duet together? I will sign up for that. Let me know. Oh, and there's a guest that will be coming onto the show. Yes. Mrs. Bean is going to be a guest. I'll tell you more about her later because she's a very special person I met when I was in Maine. And she's a character, I'll tell you. She is a character. But man, that woman, that's a heart of gold. She is old school as they come, but like hilarious and really cool. And we're going to get her on as a guest. So yes, that's the first time I mentioned her. But she is someone very, very interesting. So we're going to have her. We could do multiple parts each song. Maybe we should do Barracuda on there too. Oh, or we could pick anything. We could pick any song. What do you mean multiple parts on each song? Like we could each. I had totally radio silence. What how do the song? It sounds dumb. How did the songs exist? Is it playing or is it a track or something? I guess you could do anything. Do you have a karaoke track and then you use it, or are you like? Because I could play the piano. Obviously, I could play the piano or the guitar, and the harmonica as well. Drums, not so much. Not really a drummer. Even though I think I would have been good at drums because I had a lot of anger when I was younger. Still have anger sometimes, especially around PMS time. Poor Dan. That's when Hollis comes out. That's when drums would have been good. Drums. I love the bass. I'm not very good at it. I think the bass is so cool. That I have a bass. I wish I dedicated more time to that during my lifetime. Hey, it's never too late. I think a bass is so cool. Yeah, you could do anything. Yes. So you could do, if you had it, because I have a karaoke track. Like for Barracuda, I downloaded the karaoke track and singing to that because obviously I can't play all that myself. I probably could maybe. That'd be kind of weird to do a cover of Barracuda like on the piano. Oh, I wonder what that would be like. Sure, people have done it. I have to Google it. But yeah, you could do anything. So the world's your oyster, you're saying. Anything you say. Anything at all. Oh, but bass. I love the bass. And drums. I could keep a little bit of a beat. Like on my new album, that's programmed drums. Real guitars, real bass for some of it. Some of the bass I played on the keyboard. I mean, keyboard's my main kind of instrument. And keyboard, I mean, that's cool because you could do drums on a piano as well, like MIDI and like doing all that. But I was never really that great at drums. But like I said, I guess that's the instrument most parents are like, oh gosh, you have to have that because it's so loud and it's probably so annoying. But then they have the electronic drum pads where it's like, and Aaron used to have one of those. Aaron, do you play it now if you're still there? Aaron loaned it to us and then we moved. He took it back, but that was really cool. I played that. That would be good because you had your headphones. So yeah, but bass is just a cool instrument. And I think it was also because, and the only reason I really ever got a bass and started like toying around with it because I was so annoyed with like my bandmates. We could never find a freaking bass player. I was like, at this rate, I'll learn to play the damn bass myself by the time we find one. Because they that's the least For me, that's the least. There was less bass players around, or maybe because everyone needed one. And then second was drummers. Guitar players were always easy to find. There's a lot of guitar players, a lot of singers. Always it was just bass and drums. And again, I think the bass player is always the hardest because a lot of times you want both of them together because they have to. It's a rhythm section. You gotta lock it in. You gotta have a good rhythm section, or your band's gonna suck. So that was hard. That was always hard. Oh, and then so that was, but there's the joys of it too. I mean, there's nothing like playing with the live band, which could happen again someday. I think it will. It definitely will. But in the meantime, I could go and do my own thing, and it sounds like a band, and I don't have to wait for a band. I wasn't able to do that a long time ago, but I could do that now. So you can do anything. I'm in a ton of groups. You can record a cappella or with background music open as a group, and you can do 10 parts if you want to. That's cool. I really do have to look into it because when I see it, I'll understand it. Yeah. Okay, good. Look I have someone leading the way. I'll show you. Good. Teach me. Bass is my favorite instrument in a band. My dad plays and my son plays. Aw. Do you play? Jess, do you play guitar or bass or drums or anything? I'm sure you probably do. But yeah, because I play guitar, again, I'm not very good at the guitar. I mean, I'm okay. I could play chords. I could accompany myself, but I never, really got into guitar solos or anything like that. Just, I don't know why. I don't know. Why do we pick the things we think? Why do we pick the things we think? Why do we pick the things that we pick? Like I said, someone was out of necessity. It's just like guitar. It was a lot easier to carry around a guitar than a piano. So it's like, okay, well, I better learn to accompany myself on the guitar. But I never really, somehow I play with other guitar players who do the solos and stuff. I just didn't. I guess it's more like what you really want to do. I never really had the urge to learn all these guitar solos. Do I wish I was better? Of course, but I mean that's on me. I didn't really pursue it that much. I kind of just learned what I learned and never really expanded on it. But bass is cool because I think, you could always probably get a freaking gig in a band if you're a bass player because they're always needed. Not as easy, but like singers, not so much. Guitar players, I mean, good ones, yeah. But could it be a cool chick bass player? I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, guitar. Okay, you play guitar. Yep, I'm not a soloist, rhythm only. Yeah, that's how I am too. Yeah, I could play rhythm enough, but yeah, I played it the other night in the studio. That was fun. I plugged it in and tuned it up. Yeah, and I was playing some of my songs on the guitar. I do have an electric guitar, so I could plug that in and play it. But yeah. Yeah. So guys, anything else? So this was we're at the top of the hour now here on Holistics. I am your host, Hollis-tics. In case you didn't know, in case you just tuned in case you're still here, in case you're new, my name's Hollis-tics. This is Holistics, and I am here weeknights, usually at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If I'm not live, I'll be playing a replay and more episodes to come. But yeah, this was just like my first little episode talking about, I think we covered that covered that about me to we. I think I went on about it, me to we, and how self-promotion is necessary in this day and age. But does it mean that we should only talk about ourselves, or should we care about our guests as well and ask other people questions like how they're doing too? I think that's important, to invest in other people as much as you want them to invest in you and do an equal share. So that's me to we. But yes, so with that said, guys, I think as we near the top of the hour, I am going to be ending the podcast for the evening. And I am hoping, tomorrow is Wednesday, and I was actually going to go to the studio tomorrow night because they're doing this sing-along thing, and I wanted to go to it. And now that I am going unexpectedly to do my hair at 3:30, I don't know how long that's going to take, and hopefully she'll make it more blonde, as she knows my look of disappointment today. And she said, "Oh, come in tomorrow." And she's like, "I won't charge you anymore. You just said, oh, we'll put some more blonde in there." I was like, "Okay, good. I already paid a freaking ton, and it's still brown." So, so I don't think I'll be doing that. So I don't know. Perhaps tomorrow, but if not, tomorrow is Wednesday. I'll definitely be here Friday for TGIF Friday. And possibly Thursday, but most likely not tomorrow for live. I will play a replay, but I'll be here Friday. I think TGI Fridays. And thank you, Tom. Tom says, great show, Hollis. And Tom, anytime you want to come on, if you want to, we wait till after baseball season or whatever, but you just let me know. There's always time for you. But if you tell me a couple days before, we could put it, promote it a bit. And we'll tell everyone to come. And you know how it is, Tom. You understand. You have to make these Facebook events. Then you have to, maybe you have a better way. Invite one person at a time. But sometimes it lets you invite 100. Sometimes it lets you invite 500, but never lets you invite like all your friends, because you have to like literally invite them and do all. There's a lot. So you let me know. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron says, great show, Hollis. It's always so much fun. Yes, thank you. Maybe a TGIF show. Yes, you definitely should. Listen, we won't make plans, but if you're around Friday and you pop in, and you know how to pop on the screen, we'll get you up and we'll have some fun. If not, we won't mark it in the stand, a line in the sand. No, that doesn't make sense. We won't like mark it just in case. But, play it just more like wing it. If you're here and you want to come on, just anytime. Would be glad to have you. And we can talk about any cheese. Any cheese? Got any cheese? Okay. What else? What else do we say? That's it. Curly Sue, Smriglio, Curly Sue. But thank you. Thank you again, Aaron. Aaron, great show. It's always so much fun. I had a good time, guys. It's good. Sometimes it's like when I don't do it every night and then I've been away for a couple of days and come back, it's like I have so much more to say and catch up on. But it's always good to come and connect. So thank you guys, everybody, so much for being here. Thank you guys for chatting. Jessica, Tom, Aaron, Timothy was in here early. Of course, James, Tim, Joe was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. VOP U.S.A. Radio. All of you guys, Pothead, whoever that was, said I use ChatGPT more than Google. That's what they said, and they didn't say much more. But thank you for your comment, Pothead. So I don't feel so crazy for always using ChatGPT. And everyone else, thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. And remember, you're never alone. I am Hollis Mahady. I am here. We are reconnecting. We are recreating what matters. So if you're trying something artistic thing or something, that's hard, or you had a bad day, I hope we helped. I hope I helped a little bit. Maybe just knowing that you're not alone. We're all here playing this game we call life. And by the way, Love Zombies Land is now available, guys, on my website. The digital book is there if you want to go read it, hollismahady.com. And this is my so excited. This is not for resale. This is my proof. It's an actual book. And I'm so excited about it. But if you don't want to wait and you're curious about the story, it's now up on my website only. It's the only place it is, hollismahady.com, Love Zombies Land. And it comes with the bonus soundtrack and bonus content. All in the book. You just have to download it, and there's a QR code there. So it is up there on my website now. Love Zombies Land. Lolly, the Love Zombie. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to go over to my media assets. I'm going to get ready to end this stream. And I will see you guys all again soon. I'm Hollis Mahady, and you have been watching Hollistics. I'll see you next time, guys. Have a great night. Bye. Oh.
Thank you for watching Hollistics, hosted by me, Hollis Mahady. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to share it with someone who might need it too. And if you'd like to support the podcast, you can visit buymeacoffee.com/Hollis Mahady. You can make a one-time donation or become a member for just a few dollars a month to get extra podcasts and exclusive behind-the-scenes content you won't find anywhere else. Or simply scan the code on the screen. Your support truly means the world to me and helps me continue creating independent content for you. If you like the music featured in this show, I license it through Epidemic Sound. You can head over to hollismahady.com, click on the podcast page, and use my link for a free trial. And don't forget to check out VOPUSARadio.com, where I host my music channel and am building a growing community of independent musicians. If you're interested in joining the network, just click Join Network and submit an application. Until next time, remember that you are loved and never alone. From human to human, big hugs. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the outro video. I love this song.
Lights shining from the window late at night. watching someone else's life go by, wishing it was mine. Dreams, everybody has them at the start. Somewhere along the way they fall apart, and it makes it kinda hard to look up at the lights. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror, when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. Try your best to hold on to the rope. We all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror, when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. When you wish upon a star just to find out it's a plane, and when you think you've come so far, but you're standing still again, and you finally understand. When the lights go out, everything is clear. When the lights go out, I could finally see. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I could finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror, when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. Hope, try your best to hold on to the rope. We all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't.